This is the day all eyes turn to this small town on a small island. These are the celebrated ponies that captured the nation's imagination in 1947, thanks to a best-selling book. And these are the men and women, saltwater cowboys they call themselves, who make it all possible. The pony swim, the auction, the carnival, and the safety and security of the entire community. For there are other days on Chincoteague Island, Virginia, days that move to their own pace and rhythm. Days when the national spotlight switches off, but never the unblinking gaze of that treasured island institution known as the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company. This just may be the place where time goes to take a time out. Chincoteague is a close-knit community with roots that go back hundreds of years. There is an undeniable charm to the unhurried island life. But it also presents real challenges. In 1920, a devastating fire broke out that destroyed much of the village. 4 years later, a second blaze consumed most of the Victorian homes and watermen's cottages on the west side of town. The fire equipment the islanders had purchased years before was clearly inadequate to the task.
Along about 11 o'clock, my mother came in and she shook me and she said, "Boys, get up and get your clothes on." She said, "It's a fire up here." They didn't have any fire company. They had one little hand pumping rig. It wouldn't work. They were passing buckets from the channel from person to person all the way up to the houses. And men were all on top of the houses trying to save these houses. But they couldn't do it. They couldn't get enough water.
The people of Chincoteague decided that the time had come to get serious about fire safety. In 1924, 14 brave men stepped forward to form the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company with an operating budget of $4.16. Small in numbers, but not determination, the firefighters won the hearts of their fellow citizens. Membership in the company became not just a civic duty, but a family tradition.
It's becoming a generational thing. Grandfather, father, son have joined. In my case, it was grandfather, granddaughter.
I've been on the island since 1974. When I moved here permanent, my stepson was in the fire company and he mentioned it to me, so I just went ahead and come and joined.
Dad always did want to help people. That's why Dad wanted to be a fireman. And I think every fireman can say the same thing. That's what they're there for, to help.
The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Department is the heart and soul of this island. They're the anchor, they're the essence of this place. And we all depend on them. Because if things are going to go bad, if someone's going to get sick, if your house is on fire, they're there. And they're volunteers.
The volunteers and the paid EMTs, all of them are just amazing. I can't even imagine life without them. Owning a hotel, you always run into issues with customers being sick or something. You dial 911 or you call the fire company or the police station, and by the time I get from my office to the other end of the hotel, they're already here. They've got the patient on a gurney and they're headed for the hospital. And we're very fortunate, and they've saved many lives.
There's just no place like it. The small town feel, the atmosphere, the way the community comes together. If somebody's sick, if somebody's died, it's nothing like having that comfort of knowing that your community is going to pull around you the way that we do here.
Every time the fire whistle blows, which you can hear pretty much everywhere, we all listen to what direction the fire trucks are going.
It happened at 4 o'clock in the morning. The house next door caught on fire. It caught my house on fire. And Within 5 minutes, the fire company was there. Man, they were fantastic.
Someone had passed by, seen the flames through the front window, and called the fire company. They responded immediately. It was horrifying. It was the flames, the clouds of smoke, the blackness, and I had no idea what to do. But I was very reassured by the firemen that were there. In fact, one of them said to me, had it been 5 more minutes, all we could have done is control the houses on either side of yours from burning. So when I did walk in here, I mean, everything that was here was black. Anything that was plastic was melted. It was a nightmare. But because of the expedience of what we have here and the professional nature of the equipment and the fire personnel, that the fires are put out.
But the fire company is trained to do far more than just put out fires.
Thumbs up to our operator. See, once you hook the O-cutters up, you don't have to go back to the jaws. Then it's going to be the rams last. So we've got some new members. We've actually took in a lot of junior fire company members. So we're having a little training exercise for them tonight. So then that way we can cover what to do during the next occasion. So then that way, as they grow into it, they'll be familiar with the tools. They'll still know what we need. So they're still a useful tool at this time.
We've got a couple of doctors' offices on the island with very good doctors. But if there's a major medical emergency, we transport you either to Riverside Shore Memorial or Peninsula Regional Medical Center. Riverside Shore Memorial is 45 miles south. Peninsula Regional Medical Center is 45 miles north. Our advanced life support technicians, our paramedics, can literally be the line between life and death.
We always knew that there could be a potential emergency, whether it's fire, someone's illness. When I came home from work, I had picked up my prescription for amoxicillin, took the pill. It was actually 7 minutes is all it took from the time that my daughter left the house till I wasn't breathing. And that 7 minutes is a matter of life and death.
I came in and I found my mom on the floor choking, and she was gasping for breath.
Nicholas, my 12-year-old, had called his older brother, Alex, who's a cadet here at Chincoteague Firehouse, and said, "Mom's turning blue. She's not breathing. What can you do?"
And he told me to make sure that my mom was on her side so she could breathe.
And he told Nick, he goes, "I can resuscitate her if she stops breathing." He says, "But if she is having difficulty breathing, you need to call 911. Had they not known what they were doing or been inexperienced, I wouldn't be sitting here.
He was sitting in his chair, and I was over there, and I said, "Honey, you all right?" Didn't answer me. And he had just had open heart surgery, 4 bypasses, and he didn't answer. I said, "Phyllis, go call the ambulance." Before I got up off the seat, one of the ETs heard the call. He was here lifting him up, wiggling his legs to see if he could move his legs. And as soon as they got here, they rushed him to the hospital. And there was nothing could be done, but he got there. Now that's what I call something.
My husband and I got on our boat and we went to a clubhouse with some friends. A clubhouse are these little tiny shacks that we have that are on the water. And we spent the night there. Unfortunately, about 12 o'clock, I became extremely ill. My husband was sleeping and I did not want to wake him up. So I waited until first light and I woke him up and I said, "You've got to get me back to the island, back to Chincoteague."
We pulled into the dock right across the street from the firehouse, and it took 2 of us to carry her to the firehouse. We brought her in there, and they looked at her right away and said, "We got a problem here."
They gave me a breathing treatment, and they checked my lungs, and my lungs were opening up and clearing, and I said, "Okay, let me go home and just see how I am." We went home. I got into my pajamas and looked at my husband, this happened within 5 minutes, and said, "I think I'm dying. Get me back." They checked my lungs and there was no exchange going in and out.
So they put her in the ambulance and we started making sure that she could breathe, because we thought we were going to lose her.
There were 2 personnel on duty, and there was another one that was just here visiting.
But the fact that these are professionals, they knew right what to do. More than professionals, they knew her when she was a kid.
He was my teacher, and when he saw how bad I was, he actually came with us, and he looked at me and looked at my husband and said, "I'm gonna cry." He said, "We will get her there."
When the alarm goes off, it's not an address. You can say, "Oh, let's go to Captain Barry's house." We don't even need a 911 address for it. We're all connected. It's the fire department and the town. It's all one. They keep us going. We keep them going. It's a symbiotic relationship.
I hurt my back, and I woke up and I couldn't walk. And it turned out that my kidneys had gone septic, and I was home alone with my daughter. My husband was out in the water working, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I actually was crawling on the floor, and I was able to call. We got an ambulance there, and I had horses at the time, and they went and they fed my horses. They helped me take care of my daughter. They got me to the hospital. I mean, I don't know that anybody but a small community fire company is going to take care of you like that.
With hospice care, we have patients that are in home. Patients want to be home with their families at their end of life. We had Hurricane Irene that came through in 2011. And I had patients here on the island that lived alone or had 1 or 2 family members that lived with them. Their concern and mine too was if anything did happen during the hurricane, we couldn't get them off in an emergency, what would we do? So I in turn went to the fire department and we lined it up so that a local nursing home facility took all those patients in and their families. They took them by ambulance to the nursing home facilities for the duration of the storm. It's awesome that they are in this community and that we work as a team to take care of these people here on the island.
Those men, and I say men because back in those days it was just men, they built this from the ground up, the station that we're in right now. If it wasn't for them and the legacy that they put down and the footprints that they put down, we wouldn't be here now. It took a lot of resolve to continue to serve this community, and we honor them greatly through memorial plaques or even at our banquet dinners, the ones that have passed that year, we put them on the memorial table, and they're always with us. People put a lot of work into this fire company, and it's always nice when somebody pats you on the back and says, "Good job."
And this year, the Life Member of the Year is Willis Dyes. He does a lot of behind the scenes.
At our banquet every year, we always try to recognize the best of what we have with the EMT of the Year, Firefighter of the Year, Honorary Member of the Year, Life Member of the Year.
Performing at the level that the company does takes time and money. Equipment constantly has to be replaced or upgraded, and the company has outgrown its present fire station. So fundraising becomes a year-round task.
Today we're getting set up for the Chili Chatter Cook-Off, and right now we're down here setting up the tents, getting prepared for the cookers to sit up where they're in competition. All the profits go to the new building fund. We are in the process of building a new fire station, so everything we take in on this event, profit-wise, goes to the new building fund.
I want to welcome everybody to the 15th annual Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company Chili Chowder Cook-Off. What a beautiful, beautiful day by the Chincoteague Bay.
Oh, since the fire company took over, it's been absolutely sensational ever since it moved here. They do a great, great job.
We're from Winchester, Virginia, and Chincoteague is one of our favorite places to come on vacation. So we ran across this one year while we were here and decided we were going to start competing.
Well, this is the third one I've been in. Got lucky enough to come in second the first one I was in. I think I got lucky enough to get in the last, the second one I was in. But it's a good time. Everybody comes out, good weather we've been lucky with, and just all have a good time.
Still, the undisputed highlight of Chincoteague's calendar is Pony Penning Week each July. It is then that the wild ponies that have made the area their home since the 16th century are rounded up and herded together on neighboring Chincoteague Island. The ponies are owned by the Volunteer Fire Company, who see to it that they're fed and well cared for throughout the year. Then, on the last Wednesday of the month, the ponies swim across the channel to Chincoteague during slack tide. Medical personnel are on hand to ensure the horse's safety, and no horse has ever been lost. Tourists have long vacationed here, but with the publication of Marguerite Henry's beloved Misty of Chincoteague in the 1940s, this island village became a haven for summer visitors. By arrangement with the federal government, the number of ponies in the herd must be kept to no more than 150. On the day after the swim, therefore, the surplus ponies are auctioned off, and the proceeds go to help the fire company carry out its mission. Talk to the volunteers, and they'll tell you they're not just trying to protect their community, but an entire way of life.
The Chincoteague Fire Company and the pony swim, the pony roundup, is steeped in tradition. I hope that I never see in my lifetime that we have to go to all paid firefighting personnel. When that happens, then you lose the spirit of tradition around here.
And I shudder to think what might happen, not only in this community, but many others, when they begin to lose that enthusiasm and go to paid companies. I don't think you can maintain that same enthusiasm.
In the last 8-9 years around here, we have seen a little bit more influx of a younger group coming in, which always makes me feel good because it takes time. Being a volunteer is not an easy thing, and it's either right here or it's not.
I thought, a better thing to just serve the community.
My great-grandfather was a chief at one time, actually. I always looked up to the firefighters when I was little.
Sometimes there's a misconception about the role that the fire company plays in the community. A lot of people think that we are just there to put out fires and send an ambulance to your house. We provide scholarships to high school seniors here in Chincoteague every year. We sponsor the Little League football teams, baseball teams. If our widows need help, or a brother fireman needs help, or his family needs help, we provide money to the pharmacy for people on the island who can't afford their medicines. We're part of this community in other ways too.
Welcome to the 89th Annual Fireman's Carnival. 89 years.
Being a volunteer in the fire company demands hard work, long hours, and extensive training. But their pride, professionalism, and dedication do not go unnoticed by their neighbors.
When you think of Chincoteague, you think of the volunteer firemen. The dedication is unbelievable. They're right on top of everything. The response time is so short, you think they're right next door to you.
They play such a vital role in our community, and we're very, very fortunate to have them.
They're always there. They're always watching out for our good well-being.
They're here to serve us, but they're our family.
They're looked up to, they're heroes, and that's what this country needs is heroes. We have a number of them on Chincoteague, and that's who our firemen are. They're there for what you need and when you need it.